Hello everyone, this is Plank Time. I'm going to be talking about Nostradamus this time. I'm going to be talking about two of his quatrains. One's going to be Century 10, Quatrain 89, and Century 8, Quatrain 77. I'm going to start with Century 10, Quatrain 89. Its translation is, "The walls will be converted from brick to marble. 7 and 50." That translation is wrong. It says specific years here. It's supposed to be peaceful years. So 7 and 50 peaceful years, meaning 57 peaceful years. Joy to mortals. The aqueduct renewed. Health, abundance of fruits, joy, and whatever this word is here. Play it for you.
Mellifluous.
Yeah, that one.
Mellifluous.
Just means pleasant. So joy in pleasant times. And this one, which is I've seen translated differently, especially in the 1981 Orson Welles documentary about Nostradamus. They translate it differently. And here it says the Antichrist very soon annihilates the three. But in that Orson Welles documentary and other places I've seen it, the third Antichrist very soon is annihilated, meaning the third Antichrist is to come after Napoleon, Hitler, and then the third one is annihilated, I guess, before the major part of the war starts. 27 years this war will last. The unbelievers are dead, captive, exiled, with blood, human bodies, water, red hail covering the earth. Now, before I get to the other one, I'll just say there's only two ways to make red hail cover the earth. My guess is a big asteroid that took out the dinosaurs, and nuclear weapons. But let's get to the first one. And what they mean here by the walls will be converted from brick to marble will mean at this time of peace, this 57 years, basically it'll go from old brick to very beautiful marble, meaning the society and everybody's life will get much better for 57 years after a certain point in time. And it'll be joy to mortals, meaning humans, us. The aqueduct renewed, that's just the sanitation. The clean drinking water, the sewage disposal, nice showers, the baths, are like hot tubs now, they got them, the toilets with the warm seats and, all the other great stuff that's, the sanitation's brought us, especially since, World War II. And health, abundance of fruit means food and all that. Joy and peaceful times. And since World War II ended, which was September 2nd, 1945, it has been, all that stuff has come true. We've had all that. And if you add that time between September 2nd, 1945, and let's say September 3rd, 2001, that's 56 years, 1 day. So we're into the 57th year. So if you go from September 2nd, 1945, and then you go, you have September 3rd, 2001 to September 2nd, 2002, that'd be a whole year, which would be the 57th year. So in between this time, something's going to happen to change our peace, to change this great stuff we have. And something did happen. It didn't happen right away, after 9/11, because 9/11 happened a couple weeks later on September 11, 2001, and that was about 56 years and 9 days. Then October 7th, 2001, which was when the war actually started in Afghanistan officially. That was right here, October 7th, 2001. And don't be fooled by the date that it ended. It never really ended, and it never will for 27 years. It won't end. But that was 56 years, 1 month, 5 days. Now we go to this one, where the third Antichrist is annihilated, which happened if you believe Osama bin Laden was the Antichrist. Because when I watched that Orson Welles documentary on Nostradamus, it always said that they talked about the three Antichrists, and the one was Napoleon, and he lived to the end. Hitler, he lived to the end of the war. And then they talked about the third Antichrist being a strong follower of Muhammad or something like that. He said he'd be Islamic. And now all of a sudden we got Osama bin Laden, and then it said that he would die before real before it got really intense. And I always was confused by that. I said, well, why doesn't he live out until the war ends? That it was confusing to me, but now it makes sense, because if you add that time up, it says his war will last for 27 years. If you go from 2001 to 2028, that will be 27 years. And it doesn't mean it's his war. It's the Antichrist war. It's Osama bin Laden's war. It's not America's war. Even though America kind of started it, it's still his war. It's the caliphate, I guess they call it. It's still going on, and until that's ended and finished, it'll keep going. So America could be wiped out. America could be taken out in like 2021 by Russia or China. It could be totally like nuked out of existence, and this 27-year will still go. The 27-year war will still go. It'll still be going until that's finished. And it says here, the unbelievers are dead, captive, exiled, with blood, human bodies, water, and red hail covering the earth, which would be a nuclear bombs going off. Lots of them would be red hail and covering the earth. That's exactly how that could happen. And this is Nostradamus 500 years earlier predicting this red hail thing. If you take the date of September 2nd, 1945, when World War II ended, and you take it to March 20th, 2003, that's when the Iraq War started. That's when we went to war with basically Babylon, because Iraq is Babylon. We have 57 years, 6 months, and 18 days. So there's your 57 years right there. 7 and 50 peaceful years. That's just how they wrote it, I guess, back then. They'd write 7 and 50 or 7 and 20, which meant 27 years. That's when the Iraq War started, March 20th, 2003. And again, don't go by this date when it ended, because it really didn't. We're still there, and we're going to be there for a while. But if you take those dates, anywhere between September 11th, 2001 and March 20th, 2003, that's about 57 years. It's maybe a couple months here or there. It's 56. It's like 56 years and 9 days to 57 years and a little past that. So it's basically 57 years. For him making this prediction 500 years earlier, that's pretty good. He pretty much nailed it. I guess because he didn't know when to put the time, because he didn't know how things would work out. I don't know what date you would really put on it, when it really started. But you could say in between those two dates, in between September 11th, 2001 and March 20th, 2003 is when the war started. So 27 years after that would put us at 2028. And a lot of people think that in 2028 would be, I've seen books written about that and everything, and it matches with Nostradamus. Again, I know people don't like to believe in Nostradamus. They say he wrote 1,000 predictions, so he would get some of these right. But no, 1,000 predictions really isn't that much. And for him to get so many of these right, and as I go and make more of these, all I ask is you watch these videos and give them a chance. And tell me what you think in the comments. Like if you can, comment and all that good stuff. So just wanted to show you this, and I don't know when the next one will be up, hopefully soon. But thanks for listening.